In this video, I am going to be telling you the 5 things you need to be looking at when considering buying a sewing machine. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Patricia if this is your first time here on my channel, and I am a sewing and fashion enthusiast. And on this channel, we like to make and refashion both trendy and classic pieces to suit our style and lifestyle. So if this is something that interests you, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any videos from me, and also make sure that you hit the like button so that YouTube knows you like my content, helping my channel grow. Finally, please make sure that you share my video to anyone else who will benefit from it. If you watched my previous video where I talked about reasons why you need a sewing machine in your life, then this is a follow-up video. So if you haven't watched that, make sure you watch that video. With that said, let's get to the video. Number 1, budget. Budget is the number 1 thing that you need to start from. How much money do you have to spend on a sewing machine, especially if you're coming from the point of view where you want to alter clothes? You may probably be torn between not wanting to spend too much money on a sewing machine but wanting a good sewing machine. So first of all, you want to look at your budget. How much money are you willing to spend on a sewing machine? As low as $20, you can get a sewing machine. However, you know how the saying goes, you get what you pay for. So if you're buying a sewing machine for $20, you know how that's going to be. However, sewing machines range from $20 to thousands of dollars. So there's so much range there for you to choose from. My little suggestion would be to choose quality and durability over low price, because this is a machine. For me, when it comes to gadgets, I like to go for the durable quality one. To get a good sewing machine shouldn't cost you more than $200. My sewing machine, which I use, I got it for less than $100 on the Black Friday, but this same machine is now going for a little over $200. You can get a good sewing machine also for less than $100 within the $80, $90, $100 price range. Number 2 is the type of sewing machine you should get. So there are basically 3 types of sewing machines. I thought it was 2, but in my research I found out that there's a third one, which I really couldn't figure out the difference. However, there are 3 types of domestic sewing machines. There is a computerized sewing machine, there is the mechanical sewing machine, and there is the electronic sewing machine. The computerized sewing machine, just as the name goes, is a computer basically. Besides the basic functions that it provides you, it has more features such as built-in stitches. It has an LCD camera. It has automatic features that makes it more fun and easy to work with. The only disadvantage to that is the price. And of course, if you're going to be buying a computer built into a sewing machine, the price is definitely going to be high. Then there's the mechanical sewing machine. The mechanical sewing machine has manual levers, so everything is done manually. So you have to use the free arm manually, you have to lift your needle manually. Everything is done manually as compared to the computerized sewing machine. The advantage of the mechanical is it is usually less pricey. My sewing machine is a mechanical sewing machine, and when I was buying my sewing machine, I wanted a mechanical sewing machine because I wanted more control. I feel it gives more control. The electronic, it's basically a hybrid between the mechanical and the computerized. I've used an electronic sewing machine before. I thought it was computerized, but with my research I realized that it was actually an electronic sewing machine that I used, and it was fun to use. The third thing you want to look at is the machine's capability and weight. Sewing machines are not created or built equally. Some sewing machines are very light, some are heavy. When I was buying my sewing machine, I considered the kind of fabrics that I wanted to be sewing. I wanted a sewing machine that would give me a wide range of fabrics that I could sew. So from extremely lightweight to heavyweight, such as denim. I wanted to have a sewing machine that allowed me to sew all those fabrics without any problems. So I went for my sewing machine, which is a heavy duty sewing machine. So when you are looking to buy a sewing machine, you have to think about what you'll be sewing on your machine. Would you be altering denim? Would you be altering lightweight fabrics or sheer fabrics? What are the things you want to alter? If you should ask me, I would say that go for a sewing machine which allows you to alter very sheer fabrics as well as heavy fabrics such as denim. The next one will be stitches and speed. For making basic alterations or even just getting started with sewing, all you need is a straight stitch, zigzag to finish the garments, and then your buttonhole to make buttonholes. So those are the 3 things that you need. Everything else outside of that is decorative or it's just an extra stitch, okay, which most likely you're not going to be using. The most that you're going to be using is a straight stitch. So that's what you want to look out for. You want a sewing machine that is giving you these 3 basic stitches, you're good. Now you want to also look at speed. If you are a beginner, most likely you will be intimidated by the speed of the sewing machine. Eventually you're going to get used to the speed, just like driving a car. Now in the beginning, if you are not, you can look into finding a sewing machine which has adjustable speed controls on the foot. If not, you will still be fine eventually, because you're going to get used to stepping on the foot pedal. The first time I stepped on the foot pedal of my sewing machine, I freaked out. It was the same feeling I felt when I stepped on the car accelerator. It just took me away. That's how I describe it. It's the same thing with the sewing machine. Now, my final point is where to purchase. So this is very important. During my research, I found out that the best place to purchase a sewing machine is to go to a local sewing machine shop. If you have one in your area, test sew the sewing machine, feel it, go back again and try other sewing machines and see which one you like. Ask as many questions as you need to before deciding to make your purchase. The benefit to buying from a local sewing machine shop in your area is that you get the added maintenance for the sewing machine as you go. And the second benefit is that if anything should happen to the sewing machine, you can always go back to the shop and have it looked at for you. If you don't have a sewing machine shop in your area, then you will have to look at other options. The main stores such as Walmart, Target, Joann, if you have one around you, these stores have sewing machines as well. And Joann is a craft store, so definitely you'll find sewing machines, but you will find it also in your local Walmart if you don't have Joann in your neighborhood or your area. The only thing is that with these stores, I don't think you get after sale service, so that is something to bear in mind. The other option would be to buy online. Buying online is about the same thing as buying from these major stores, so you are not going to get maintenance and you're not going to get the after sales service or maintenance or care should anything happen. I personally bought my sewing machine online, and I'm going to leave a link below if you're interested. The only thing you have with the online purchase is you're able to return within the return period. That's the only thing, but once you've exceeded that, you're not going to be able to take it back. And then the last option will be your thrift store. Again, if you don't want to spend so much money, you can check your local thrift store or online thrift stores as well, so Facebook Marketplace and all these other places, but you want to do that carefully. I was watching one sewing blogger and she made a really good point. She said that to take your own fabric to test the sewing machine that you're buying from either the thrift store or from the Facebook seller or whatever, and also make sure that you take all precautions such as meeting in an open space. So please be safe out there. Alright, so these are the 5 things you need to look at when buying a sewing machine, in my opinion. In my next video, I'll be talking about some tips that you need to have at the back of your mind when altering clothes. With that said, this brings me to the end of the video. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel if you haven't already done so, and also make sure that you hit the like button so YouTube knows that you like my video. Also make sure to share this video to anybody that this will benefit. With that said, have a good one. Bye.